My hero, Eddie Van Halen, passed away after a long battle with throat cancer. His music, his guitar playing, and Van Halen were one of the main reasons why I was able to play in the NHL. His music fueled my off-ice training, those times when I didn't feel like sprinting up and down the hill after a tough loss or to get me jacked up for a game. It was the soundtrack to all the highlight tapes I made for myself growing up to help pump me to get ready to play. So today, heading into Strathroy, my hometown, for lessons was a very tough day. Every place I went, I remember where I listened to a certain song. To all of you out there that have different individual heroes, enjoy them when they're alive. I had the pleasure of seeing him in London 2 or 3 years ago, and Eddie, you are the king. Today I want to talk to you about poke checks, and we've talked in earlier videos about the importance of not being stick shy and the importance of having good poke check mechanics. It's a great tool to have in the toolbox. A lot of kids don't have it because their goalie coach doesn't teach it. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with poke checks, but now I think what's happening is a lot of the coaches who've never used poke checks can't really teach it because they don't understand the mechanics involved. Now, do I think you should be poke checking like crazy like we did in the 70s and 80s? Of course not. You got to be very selective when you use it, but it's a crucial tool to have in your toolbox. Generally speaking, important technical things with poke checks, they got to be a surprise, they've got to be violent, and you've got to pull your stick back into coverage and use your pads in case you miss the poke checks. Now, there's 5 standard poke checks we talk about. Number 1 is the standing poke check. From your feet, you've got decent range. You got an explosive push. It's good on loose pucks in front that's squared out between your defenseman's legs and just sit there, available to be whacked away. The second one with a little more range is a butterfly poke check, where you use your whole stick, your whole shaft, and by driving to your knees, you do get a little more range, but it is a little bit more committed. The third one is fully committed, which is a diving poke check, and that one is obviously used when you're ready to make a decision on a puck that's going to be tough if you miss it. The fourth one we use is on the glove side post, where you hug the post, a guy tries to walk out, and you get him with the back of your stick, fully extending the stick and protecting your limits. And the fifth one is when you swing over the Marty Brodeur poke check to the post and you snap it, and you can catch the guy coming around on the wraparound. Now, even in the RVH, we still have the requirement of using good poke checks. As a guy cuts through here, you can use the back of the blade just to give him a little jab. And on the other side, when you're in the RVH, if a guy tries to wrap it out too close, you can do a paddle poke by pushing your paddle out into the man. And the final little thing we talk about when we talk about poke checks is the beauty of a fake poke check. Sometimes you don't even have to use a poke check to cause a man to dump it in the corner. So as the man attacks, a little bit of a jab with your stick, and they might panic and think it's something coming, and they use an evasive maneuver to try to avoid the poke check. And we've talked before, I think, about the time when we were playing the Philadelphia Flyers and Matt Sundin had a penalty shot and Roman Cechmanek fake poke checked him and he dumped it in the corner. Didn't even get a shot on net. So my goal for all my goalies is to make sure we're active with our stick in an intelligent way, not hyperactive, but keep that tool in the toolbox. It's something that's very important that's going to help you keep pucks out of the net. Backside recovery, what you have to do after a dozen suicide wings. Hard knee drive. Post attachment. We all love our posts for the pucks that hit them and go out. In fact, I think I might love the posts too much. I definitely have post attachment issues. You've saved my life so many times, post. Shaft save. Hard rim. Backside pressure. Sounds like an intestinal problem. Pull the goalie.
Richard, what were you doing?
Going over some documents.
Box control. Whacking the man in front of the net. Backdoor pass. That sounds like something my wife is definitely not down with.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
Lord Stanley's Cup. Diagonal dump. That sounds painful. Lateral release. It sounds like something that happens to you at a fertility clinic.
Right this way.
I really appreciate your seeing me like this. I'm sure it won't take too long.